Good afternoon po, Ma'am Pia.
Hi, good afternoon po. Good afternoon, everybody. Sige, ma'am. 1 o'clock na tayo.
Start na po, ma'am.
Yes, your schedule is 1 o'clock.
Okay po. Good afternoon, STEM Darwin. How are you doing today? Kindly type in your emoji for today here in our chat box. Let me see. How are you feeling today? Wow, I could see many happy emojis. There, very good. Just keep that happy mind and happy mindset so that you will learn a lot today. I'm so happy to see many happy faces, happy emojis. Okay, so with that, I think you are now ready to start our session for today, and let's begin with a prayer. Let's all put ourselves into the presence of our Lord and say this prayer.
Panginoon, pinupuri at sinasamba ka namin. Salamat sa panibagong araw na ipinagkaloob mo. Salamat sa mga biyaya na patuloy mong binibigay. Salamat sa pagkakataong ito na kami ay muling matututo. Patawarin niyo po kami sa aming mga pagkakasala at pagkukulang. Tulungan niyo po kami na magkaroon ng bukas na isip at puso upang lubos naming maunawaan ang aming mapapakinggan sa araw na ito. Bigyan mo po kami ng karunungan na sa ganon ay magamit namin ang mga ito sa aming mundo. Salamat po muli at ikaw nawa ang maluwalhati sa lahat ng mga gawain na aming mapagtatagumpayan. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, Amen.
Amen to that. And let's have now our attendance check. Ms. Nicole Diaz, can you give me a summary of the students for today?
Good afternoon po, ma'am. Currently, there are already 31 students over 36 present in our meet.
Okay, so we are still waiting for the 6 more, or maybe they are still having a problem with their connection. So let's now move forward to our first activity, and that is to recall our past lesson. So in this activity, you are going to identify the type of metamorphic rock shown in the picture based on the foliation. So let's recall first, what are the two types of metamorphic rocks based on its foliation? Yes, Flores.
Ma'am, the two types of metamorphic rocks based on foliation is foliated and non-foliated. Foliated is the one with the pattern, while non-foliated is the one with no pattern.
Thank you so much, Flores, for that very comprehensive definition of the two types of metamorphic rocks. Now I know you're ready to identify these pictures. The first one is this. So I'll be calling on students in our Classdojo. So let's see. Yes, Mika, what do you think is the type of metamorphic rock?
Foliated po.
Okay, let's check if her answer is correct. So nice is, yes, it's a foliated metamorphic rock. The second one, let me choose another student. Yes, Jewel. Yes, Jewel. What is this metamorphic rock?
Foliated din po.
Correct. So hornfels is a foliated metamorphic rock. The next one. Next one is Amphibolite. Okay, let me now choose the next student to answer. Yes, go ahead, Cyril. What do you think is the answer? Okay, so Cyril, I think he's having a hard time, or maybe he has connection problems. Let's choose another one. Yes, Geraldine.
Non-foliated po.
Okay, so let's see. Amphibolite is non-foliated metamorphic rock. Very good. And the last one is quartzite. So what do you think is this type of metamorphic rock? Let me now choose another student to answer, and that is Chanty Main. Yes, Chanty Main.
Non-foliated po.
Let's check. So this rock is also non-foliated metamorphic rock. And we have the last one, and that is schist. So what type of metamorphic rock is this? Okay, let me choose Eloisa. Yes, Eloisa. What do you think is this metamorphic rock?
Foliated rock.
Let me see. All right, very good. That's correct. So this is a foliated metamorphic rock. Good job. So it means that you really understood the difference between foliated and non-foliated metamorphic rocks. Now my question is, what caused these foliations in the metamorphic rocks? What do you think is the cause? Yes, Nilyama?
Ma'am, it's because of the intense pressure po. Kaya po magkakaroon po ng mga layered or mga patterns yung mga rocks po na foliated.
Very good. So it's because of the intense pressure, right? And pressure is a force over an area, right? So our discussion for today is related to that. It's another force that changes the rock's characteristics. So our milk for today is to describe how rocks behave under different types of stress, such as compression, tension, and shear. And by the end of our session, you'll be able to identify changes in rock masses or landforms due to stress. You're going to describe and sketch the three types of stress on rocks and the resulting geologic feature or structure. And lastly, you're going to explain the importance of studying the geologic structures or features formed from stress on rocks. So with that, let me first gauge how much you already know about our topic for today. So we are going to have a pretest. So all you have to do is to enter Classpoint. Let me share my Classpoint screen. So enter the code in the Classpoint for us or for me to gauge how much you already know about our topic for today. So this is our code for today. So go to Classpoint app, classpoint.app, and then the class code is 69179. Wow, I can see 3 students already. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How about the others? Come on, come on, come on. Keep the numbers coming. There you go. So we already have 24 participants. So maybe others are still entering and having a connection problem. It's okay. To those who won't be able to enter because of connection problems, I'll just be posting this pretest in the Google Classroom too. Okay, so you can also practice. How about the others? I will only be giving you 1 more minute to enter the Classpoint. Okay. I'm waiting for 3 more. All right, last 30 seconds to enter so that we can start with our pretest for today. All right, time is up. So let's now start with our pretest. So here is our first question. How can we know the direction of the movement of 2 rock masses in response to differential stress? So choose your answer. Choose the letter of the correct answer. So you have 30 seconds to answer this. I can see that 27 already answered. You still have 15 seconds more. And time is up. All right, now let's go to the next one. Next question is complete Classpoint. We have 30 seconds. You still have 20 seconds more. 23 already answered. How about the others? Last 7 seconds. And time is up. So now let's go to the next one. So I could see 16, 19 already answered. You only have 16 seconds more. 24 already answered. Last 10 seconds. All right, 5 seconds more and that's it. Time is up. So let's now go to our next question. A geologist. Okay, still have 30 seconds more. 20 seconds. Last 12 seconds. 25 already answered. 10 seconds more. 5 seconds. All right, time is up. So let's now go to the next question. Which type of still have 20 seconds more? I can see that 15 already submitted their answers. Three seconds more. And that's it. All right. So let's see how the class did in our pretest. So it will be calculating your score for the pretest as we can see here. All right, so 12 people got 80% and above. Later, we will check if your score folds and faults. So all we have to do is I will be taking you to a virtual field trip. Okay, so you are going to observe geologic structures and then you're going to identify the changes that happen to these structures due to forces. So let me now take you to a virtual tour. So this is actually sponsored by Google Earth. Yes. Okay, so let's now explore different geologic structures. Let's go to a virtual field trip through Google Earth. Are you ready? Brace yourselves. There. All right, so of course, we begin with our place. We are from Quezon City, so let's fly to the next destination. Our next destination is Apoplistra, Greece. And if you remember your lessons in your history or Araling Panlipunan, right? The world's third leading producer of olives are actually Greek, right? There. So let's now observe here in our Google Earth, as you can see. So what do you see here? Tem Darwin, what do you observe? Yes, Espejon.
The formation of the rock does not look uniform, and I believe that due to some form of high intense force made the structure that way.
Wow, very good observation. So you think that it's not uniform anymore, or it's not in its normal form anymore. Good observation for that, Espejon. Now, we're done with Greece. Let's fly to the next destination. I'll be taking you to another place, and that will be, let's go to Chevron, United Kingdom. From the name itself, Chevron, I know you're familiar with chevron because actually, if you will recall your Araling Panlipunan also, subject, right? Chevron is actually a place in the United Kingdom's, a place in the United Kingdom wherein they are famous for marketing energy, right? All right, so let's now look at this geologic feature here. What do you observe? Yes. Let me call on students. So what do you see here in our geologic structure? Let me pick a student's name. Yes, Nick. What do you think, Nick? What do you observe here? So let's give time for Nick to think about it. Let's go first to, or let's call first a Camposano. Yes, Camposano.
I observed that in this place it is exposed. I think it exposed to a stress, compression stress. So because of the mountain in the background, so it is the proof that that place or plate are exposed to a massive forces.
Very good observation. So I think Camposano did a very advanced reading about our topic for today because he mentioned about stress and forces, right? Very good. So now let's fly to our last destination, and that will be in California, USA. So let's observe this geologic feature. So this is actually San Andreas Fault. And this fault is actually a very special kind of fault because it's not found in the ocean, but it's found on land. All right, let's try to go down in San Andreas Fault and observe what can we see here. Wow. Okay. So what do you see here and what do you think happened in this geologic structure? Let me look around first so you can see it clearly. There you go. All right. Anybody who can tell me and describe? Yes, Tolosa.
You can see, ma'am, that the rock formations move opposite direction and create a valley.
Wow, okay. So you also did your research or your advanced reading. Very good. So thank you so much for that. Let's now go back to our place. Let's go back to Quezon City now. And our virtual tour is done. Okay. So upon seeing all those geologic structures, okay, what do you think happened to these rocks? Or what happened to these rocks when forces were applied to them? You said earlier you were mentioning about forces, stress, and everything. What happened to them? Yes, Miranda.
The rocks change its physical structure and form some landforms.
Very good. Okay, so when it changed in its form, it means that there was a deformation, right? There was a deformation. And the cause of that deformation is what we call stress. And stress are forces that deform rocks. It actually has two types. We have confining stress and differential stress. And for confining stress, it is the pressure or the force that is uniformly applied in all directions, while differential stress is applied unequally in all directions. And we are going to focus on this kind of stress. And this differential stress has three types. That's what we are going to explore for today with our activity titled Wear Your Hat. All right, so what will happen here? The class will be divided into three groups, and each group will be assigned to a differential stress. Group 1 for compressional, Group 2 for tensional, and Group 3 for the shear. Then you're going to tell your leader, or your leader will also help you decide what hat you are going to wear today. So each hat represents a specific task to accomplish. Depending on the number of the students in each group, how many people will be wearing a specific color of hat. Okay? So after that, you proceed to your designated breakout rooms. It's already there in your group activity sheet, right? I already sent to you the link for your activity sheets. And for that, I will be sending it again here in our chat box for you to check it right now. All right? Okay. So with your group mates in your breakout rooms, you're going to watch a video simulations about the type of stress that is assigned to your group. And after that, you are going to accomplish your assigned task. So what are the hats that you're going to wear for today? So if you think that you are thinking creatively today, wear a green hat. If you think that you're a factual person for today, wear a white hat. If you think that you are an expressive person today, you can give words, expressions, then wear the red hat. If you are feeling optimistic for today, wear the yellow hat. And if you think that you can easily see cautions and warnings, then wear the cautious black hat. Okay, and of course, the leaders will wear blue hats. Last time I told you, last meeting, to prepare anything that has these colors, right? It could be clothes or it could be papers that has these colors, and you can actually wear those as your hat for today. Okay, so how will you be graded? How will you be assessed in your groups? So these are the performance indicators. Number one, collaboration with your peers, concept understanding, and the accuracy of the content. This is also posted in the Google Classroom, so just take a look at this rubrics later for you to check what will be your score. If you get 12 over 12, that would be a perfect score for your group. Okay, questions before we proceed to our group activity and before you proceed to your breakout rooms? Clarifications? I think there are no more questions. So for me, I will be wearing a yellow hat because I'm feeling optimistic for today. Everything will be okay for today. So now go to your breakout rooms, wear your hats. Go ahead. I will be checking on you there in your breakout rooms. So let me now check the groups. There, I can see that group number 3, let me share this one. Group number 3 are already here. So there are 10 members here already. For group number 2, there are 8 students. And for group number 1, there are 10 students. All right, so now I will be starting the time since all of your members are already there. I'll be giving you 10 minutes only to work with your group mates. So timer starts now. So while we are waiting, I will be going around your group and I'll also be checking. You can actually turn on your camera since you have chosen a specific hat, right? You can wear that. You can wear that colored hat on your head. Wow, just like Flores. Very good. How about the others? For group number 2, I want to see what hats you want to wear for today. For group number 3, they're very good. They're already starting. They're already watching the video simulation assigned to their group. Wow, very good. They have hats, actually, real hats. They're wearing real hats. Very good. Okay. Now let's check the next group, group number. Right, group number 2. Wow, Vicencio is wearing a yellow hat, just like my hat. Just like my hat for today. Okay, let me now check the other students. How about you, Camposano? What hat are you gonna wear for today? So you can now start sharing, leaders. Start sharing your video simulations to your group so that you can start working on your activity for today. There. So this is group number 3, and they are watching already a video simulation of shear stress, which was assigned to them.
Of metamorphic rocks. That's because they've been sheared.
There. Okay. So let me now check your activity sheet. If you are working on your activity sheets already. Here, so here's your activity sheet. Okay, how about your final output? So you're going to put your answers here. Okay, I think some are already working on their final output. Very good. Good job. Let's now check again. Let's go around the groups again. Let's go to group number 1. Wow, Camposano is wearing a white hat. I think Loris is wearing a blue hat. I can't recognize the color. For group number 2, let me check group number 2. Okay, they're already watching their video simulation. Let's check group number 3. Group number 3. This group is wearing real hats. Very good. So they're silently working on their activity sheets and their final output. There. I like your hat, Nachika. Very resourceful. Okay, so let's check the time. You still have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes more. So while we are waiting, I will be going around the group again. There. So they're watching again their video simulation for them to understand the assigned topic for them or the assigned stress. Wow, okay. Vilando, can you open your camera again? I like that hat that you're wearing. Wow. It's a red hat. Okay, and it has lights on it. Very good. Very resourceful, Darwin. Very good. Let's now check group number 3. Okay, they are seriously working on their activity sheets. Let's check your final output since you only have 5 minutes more. I hope you are almost done with your final output. There, okay, very good. You already put your sketches here. Great job. And it's almost complete. The table is almost complete. So let's check the time. Last 4 minutes to finalize your answers. Talk about your final answers. And of course, the leader will be the ones to present your answers to the class. Once again, I will be going around the groups. I like seeing your hats. Group number 2. And the last group, group number 3. All right, so everybody is already done watching their video simulation. So they're now working on their final output. Let me now check your final output or the final table to present later. Almost done. Okay, last 3 minutes for all the groups. So as we can see here, group 1 is still editing. Right? We can see that Andre is editing. Also Blaza. Pare is also editing. Tabios. Malangin. Very good. So it means that each of the students who are assigned to each hat are working on their specific task. How about for group 2? G. Wells is editing. Manguera is here. Vicencio Diosanta is also editing. Nicole Diaz, Miranda Gomez is editing. Beruan, very good. Espejon and That's Shika. Very good. So each of the students has a specific task to do. So you can easily finish this activity. So last 2 minutes for each group. Last 2 minutes. I think they're almost done. They're just giving finishing touch to their work. All right. So if you are done working on your activity sheets, even though it's not yet time, even though the time is not yet over, you can actually go back here to our main link. You can now leave the Google meeting if you're done working with your group mate. And prepare for your presentation. So we only have 1 minute and 37 seconds. So for this time, you can now leave your Google meeting so that when the time stops, everyone is already here and we can start presenting, or you can start presenting your answers. So let's see, group 1. Group 2, last 1 minute. I think group 3 is already done because there are only 2 people here. So I'll be closing this breakout room. So now let me present your final output as we prepare for your presentation. So I hope as the leaders are presenting, turn on their camera. I encourage them to turn on their camera and wear the hats that they are wearing right now. So let me now present your final answers. Let's get ready. As the time stops, we will be starting with our presentation for today. So you only have 13 seconds more. Last 10 seconds, I will now be closing the Google breakout rooms. And now, I hope everyone is already here in our meet. So you are now there. Okay, it means time's up. All right, so get ready to present your work. So I will now be sharing your final answers here. Of course, we will start with group number 1. Group number 1 leaders, take it away and explain your answers.
So first of all, I would like to greet everyone a pleasant afternoon. So the differential stress that was given to us, group 1 is compressional. So the first one is assigned to the green hat is sketch. So the sketch is, so this is the sketch. So as you can see on the figure, there's it's like being squeezed from both sides together, squeezing the rock. Right? So the geologic structure forms. So the compressional stress can form faults, or both. One of the examples of this kind of stress are mountains that are formed at a convergent boundary. So this kind of stress, it can form mountains. The one-word expression to describe the type of stress is squeeze. So based on the figure, as we can see, it's like there's the rock in the center of the stress is being squeezed. Compress, so from the term itself, compressional, and shrink and compact. So as the stress occurs, the part of that rock somehow becomes compact.
In positive effect, in the yellow optimistic hat, compressive stress conforms different geological structures. Just like what we said before, it forms mountains. And it also tends to close the crack in geological structures. And its negative warnings or negative effects is it can cause earthquakes, just like many of the stresses that we have. It can cause severe damages to the surroundings and cause landslides, and can cause displacement, faults, and compression, and many other catastrophic events.
Thank you so much, leaders, for group number 1. And for that, let me give you 4 points. for the accuracy of the content because you gave us correct answers. And then I will also be giving you 4 points for collaboration with peers because I saw that we were communicating with one another. And of course, you gave us correct understanding of a correct explanation of your work. So I'll be giving you also 4 points for the concept understanding. So you got 12 over 12. Congratulations, group 1. Now let's go to group number 2. Go ahead, group 2.
A pleasant afternoon to all of us. And for our group, we are assigned for attentional stress. So in the illustration as is shown, the arrows are moving away. So there are two types of here. So tensional stress forms geological features like alternating mountains and valleys, known as basin and range. And there are four words to describe tensional stress. It's opposite, it's apart, it's moving away, and tearing. So the next part will be reported by my co-group mate.
Go ahead, other leader.
So tensional stress pulls crust apart. It breaks into blocks that slide up and drop down along normal faults. That is why it can create various landforms, including mid-ridge and other landforms such as alternating mountains and valleys. On the other hand, it can cause earthquakes just like the other types of stress, and it can cause landslides or rock slides to the surrounding areas. It will form alignments in the land, and if the tension on the rocks were to happen, collision will take place, and in situational events, the structures above the surface will dismantle. This type of stress can also cause the formation of rift volcanoes.
Very good. Group number 2, you also gave us very comprehensive explanation. I can see that you also have the accuracy of the content. So I'll be giving you 4 points for that. Okay, and of course, I saw that you were collaborating with your group mates earlier. You were communicating through chat, and also you were talking to one another. So I'll be giving you 4 points here too. And lastly, for the concept understanding, you gave us a very good explanation. So I'll be giving you also 4 points for that. And you got 12 points. Congratulations. Group number 2. Sorry, I wasn't able to show this. You got 12 points. Next, how about for the next group? Last one. Let's have group number 3. Go ahead and explain your answer.
So hello, we are the group 3 and we are assigned to the third and last type of the stress, which is the shear stress. Shear stress occurs at the transform boundaries and it forms strike slip fault po. And our illustration of this stress, nag-drawing po talaga kami. Nakikita niyo naman po dyan na,
very good,
na they are moving, that they are sliding fast against each other po. And the next, the geological features or landforms that can be formed by the slipping of parallel plates against each other in a shear stress are the following. Linear valleys, deep trenches, stream beds. Shearing also causes a formation known as cleavage, which develops a pattern of parallel lines called sheaves. And the words that describe shear stress po are the following also. Slippage, fracture rocks, strike slip, stress, sliding, shearing, faulting, and the last one, parallel plane. And the positive side of this stress is it contributes to the regulation of the natural mechanism of the earth. The environment depends on the earth's structure. And the next, deformation caused by shear stress may lessen the stress energy build up inside of the earth. And the last one, it creates potential volcano formations. And for the negative effects naman po ng shear stress, it has fracture in the surface called fault line. And of course, it can cause also earthquakes. And it can damage the facilities nearby where the shear stress occurs. And the last po, there's a rock deformation po. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, group number 3. You also gave us a very good explanation and comprehensive answer to the stress that was assigned to you. So I'll be giving you 4 points also for the accuracy of the content. I will also be giving you 4 points for the collaboration with your peers, since I saw that you were really working on your your task together. And lastly, I will also be giving you 4 points for the concept understanding. So therefore, you got 12 points. Congratulations, group number 3, and congratulations to all the group. There, there you have it. So we're done. We have already completed this table. So now let's discuss some questions about the 3 differential stress and also the activity that you did. So what are the 3 types of differential stress and describe each? Yes. Yes, Santa.
So for the three types of differential stress, we have three types, which is the compressional, tensional, and shear. For the compressional, it it involves the both of folds are compression for folds and both. So the direction of it is that they are not opposite with each other, but they're colliding with each other. And for the tensional, their pressure is that they are facing both away with each other, which can cause also stress. And for the shearing, the more dangerous ones because they move back and forth, they slide with each other, which can cause earthquakes and catastrophic events.
Thank you so much. You gave us a complete answer, so very good. So we have compressional stress, it squeezes the rocks. Tensional stress stretches the rock. And for the shear stress, fractures the rocks and move one body of rock past one another. Okay? Now, let's go to the next question. What are the directions of the stresses in compression, tension, and shear? And how are landforms affected by these stresses? Yes, Espejon.
So the directions of the different stresses, let's start first with compression. So in compressional stress, the direction of the plate is towards each other. And because it is towards each other, most likely it could form a mountain. And then on the tension stress, the direction of the stress on the plates are away from each other, which the landforms that may be formed on tension may be caused by tension stress are valleys, like yung may mga rivers sa gitna. And then yung sa shear naman, the direction of shear stress is yung parang napupunit siya. So may forward, may backward, pwede ring pa left tas may pa right kasi parang napupunit siya. Tas yung possible na landform na mabuo here is like volcanoes.
All right. Okay, that's correct. Actually, for compressional stress, it can form folds, mountains, right? And reverse fault. So reverse fault because the hanging wall goes up, right? And for tensional stress, it forms normal fault and also valleys, right? Normal fault because the hanging wall goes down. For the shear stress, it forms strike slip fault because, as you can see, it slides past each other. There. So now our description for each type of the differential stress is complete. Now let's relate this to events, right? So earlier you mentioned about cautions or warnings, right, about the differential stress. So which of these differential stresses can lead to catastrophic events and why? Yes, Diaz.
I think within the three, the one that can cause a catastrophic event is the one in the compressional stress. Since in the compressional stress, the plates are moving towards each other, which makes them collide and cause like a shake in the earth when their parts will collide with each other. And this catastrophic event could be an earthquake.
Yes, correct. So actually, all of these differential stresses could lead to earthquake. There. Now let's relate it to your grade 10 lesson, right? So what type of plate boundary do you think are related to these stresses? Can you tell me all of these plate boundaries? Yes, Ontal?
In compressional stress po, it occurs at convergent boundaries. And in tensional stress, divergent boundaries po. And the shear stress at transform boundaries po.
That is right. Okay, very good. It means that you still remember your lesson in your grade 10. Okay, so we're now done describing each of the differential stresses. I think you're ready now to do activity number 3, and that is sing it, complete it. So let's sing a song about the 3 types of differential stress in the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. I know you already know this, right? Because this is a, a song for everyone, right? Kids know this, and I know that you also know this. To complete the song, fill in the blank with the correct. So of course, the tune is row, row, row your boat, right? You can remember. So now let's try. Okay, so I'll be calling on students who will complete this song. Stress in rock has 3 types. Okay, so what will complete this line here? Can you sing it for us? Yes, Neliama.
Stress in rocks has 3 types: compassion, tension, shear. Squeeze, stretch. Okay.
Go ahead.
Tutuloy po kami.
Yes, yes.
Squeeze.
Stretch, fracture.
The T forms the line.
Very good. Okay, let's see if your answers are correct. All right, how about the next line here? Blank, squeeze the rocks, folds and reverse folds form. So what will be the answer? Yes, Clores. Can you sing for us? Go ahead. Go ahead, Clores. You're on mute.
Stress, ma'am. Stress, squeeze the rocks, fold. Stress, squeeze the rocks, folds, and reverse fold form.
Okay, what kind of stress?
Compression, ma'am.
All right, let's see. Compression, squeeze the rocks, fold, and reverse fold form. Okay, how about the next line? Stretch the rock. Normal fold is formed. That's your clue. Stretch the rocks. Yes, Gipa. Yes, Gipa.
Just stretch the rocks. Normal fold is formed.
Very good. Okay, let's see. Correct. You have a correct answer. Tension. How about this one? Fractures the rock. That's your clue. Yes, Tolosa.
Shear form.
Can you sing it for us? Go ahead.
Shear, fractures.
Yes, Tolosa.
Shear, fractures, the rock strikes, slip fault is formed.
Okay, let's see if your answer is correct. Let's sing one more time. All right, thank you so much for participating in that song. So I will be sending this in the Google Classroom for you to memorize the song and for you to easily remember our topic for today. So now, let's take a look at this quote here. It says here, it isn't stress that makes us fall. It's how we respond to stressful events. How can we relate this to our real life? How can we learn from the rocks about responding to stress? What can we learn from the rocks about responding to stresses? Let's call on students. Let's call. Yes, Mary.
Mom, just like rocks, we can decide whether we will be a landform or an earthquake, and it's up to us what stress will do to us depending on how we adapt to it.
Wow, very good. That's right. So stress is normal, stress is everywhere, but it depends on you how you're going to respond. Are you going to be a spectacular landform? Are you going to be a spectacular structure? Or you're going to let the stress make you a catastrophic event, right? So I hope that everyone will be a spectacular structure or landform. So now let's do activity 4, 3, 2, 1 chart. Let me check what have you learned for today. So let's see the 3 things that you have learned for today, 2 things that you found interesting, and 1 thing that you still want to discover. To those who will not be able to answer, this will be included in your lesson diary. Just write your answers in your lesson diary later. Okay? So who would like to answer for 3? 3 things that you have learned for today. Yes, Camposano.
So for today, I learned the different stresses that can deform the landforms. First is the compression, next is tension, and lastly is the shear. So yun po.
Very good. That's 3 already, right? So compression, tension, and the shear stress. How about for 2 things that you found interesting? What are the two things that you found interesting in our lesson for today? Yes, Vicencio.
Ma'am, first po, I found it interesting that there are many types of stress that can happen po, and these types of stress can form different beautiful landforms po, ma'am, and some can be beneficial and some can be harmful po.
Yeah, so 2 things can happen, right? Could be beneficial and it could be harmful. How about the one thing that you still want to discover, still want to know about the lesson? Yes, Espejon.
I would. I have a feeling that plate deformation has a relationship with the Earth's magnetism. So somehow I would like to further know and understand the relationship between plates deformation and the magnetism of the Earth.
Wow. Okay, don't worry because that will be part of our lesson in the next sessions. All right, very good. So keep that curiosity in your mind so that you will learn more and you will have that drive to learn more. Okay, so now let's have our post test. So let me see how much you have learned in our lesson today. So we will go to Kahoot, right? So we will play Kahoot, and the top 3 students who will get the highest score will be receiving 2 recitation badges. Okay, so kindly go to kahoot.it and then enter this game pin. So I'm still waiting for the players. We'll be waiting for 2 minutes. Those students who won't be able to join will just do this quiz in the Google Classroom. Okay, I'll just be posting this in the Google Classroom. If you have internet connection problems or you can't enter here in Kahoot, I will just be posting this quiz in the Google Classroom. Last 1 minute to enter. Come on, come on. "24 are already here. 26. Last 30 seconds for you to enter. We're still waiting for the others. 28. We're almost there. Come on, come on. Internet connection. All right. How about the others? All right. So you're now 30. We can start this quiz. Again, if you won't be able to participate in this Kahoot quiz, I'll be posting this in the Google Classroom so you can practice answering questions about our lesson for today. Let's start. So first question. Which type of stress is the cause of the change in the rock masses shown in the image below? Okay, so you have 20 seconds to answer this. This is the image. 29 already answered. 30. Last 2 seconds. All right. So 30 students got it correctly. The correct answer is compressional. Next po. Let's go. What is the type of stress that forms normal faults? What's the answer? 28 already answered. Wow, you answered so fast. All right. So the correct answer is tensional. Next. Number 3. Which of these illustrations depicts compressional stress? Choose the illustration. All right, 31 got it correctly. So this illustration is the compressional stress. And next question, question number 4, complete the analogy. Compressional stress, folds and reverse fold. Shear stress, blank. What is that? All right, 31 got it correctly. The answer is strike, slip, fall. Now, let's go to the next question. And the final one is, how can we know the direction of the movement of the rock masses in response to differential stress? Wow, you answered so fast. 30 answers. Okay, so 31 got it correctly. It depends on the type of differential stress. All right, here is our podium, the top 3 students for today. For top 3, Miranda, 3rd place. We have 2nd place, Janelle Vilando. And for our 1st place, congratulations, we have Eloisa Tabios. There. So these 3 students will be receiving 2 recitation badges for today. Okay? There. So congratulations. And let's see now the summary of your scores. How the class did. Wow. We got 93% correct answer. Every question was answered correctly by most of you. Very good. So let's see here in our report. There. So 93% of you answered, or 93%. You got 93% all in all in this activity. There. So for the first question, 94%. Second question, 81. Third and fourth, you got 97%. Very good, STEM Darwin. It means that you really learned a lot from our lesson for today. And now, for your assignment, you are going to do this activity as a follow-up activity so that you will learn more about the lesson that we had for today. Okay, so for your assignment, you are going to create models of landforms for each of the differential stress using the available materials at home. Okay, take pictures of those models and include labels and explanations, and then attach your outputs in the Google Classroom. All right, any question about this assignment? Any question about the topic for today? No more questions? If there are no more questions, let's take a picture of our hats, of the hats that you wore for today. Let's have a class picture of all the hats that we wore. Right? Open your camera. I encourage you to open your camera and get the hat that you wore for today. Congratulations. You wore it greatly. You did your task so well for today. So be proud of the hat that you wore for today in your group, because you participated well. Let's have a class picture wearing your hat. How about the others? There. Okay, so I think you're ready now. So I'll be taking the screenshot in 3, 2, 1. All right. So questions, clarifications about the topic, about the lesson today? None? If none, thank you so much for attending the class today. Thank you so much for participating actively in the discussion and the group activity. Have a great day, everyone, and goodbye. Ingat kayong lahat. You may now leave the Google meeting.
Thank you po.
Thank you
Bye,
po.
ma'am.
Thank you, Mami.
Ma'am, bye.
Thank you po.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you po.
All right. So, your announcement ay ma'am. Hello, Ma'am Evelyn.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Pia. Congratulations, Ma'am
Okay.
Risan.
Thank you po.
Congratulations, mama. O, makakahinga ka na. We'll go to the next na po.
Thank you
You'll
po.
wait for the announcement na dun sa division level.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay. Congratulations po.
Congratulations. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Hi, Ma'am Rimel. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Alis na kami. Thank you.